your Nantucket Whalers. Starting line for the Warriors. Number 3, Jackson Callis.
Evidently, he's their best player and a point guard.
Oh, Crusaders, my apologies. Number 33, Eden Holmes. Number 15, Josh Derby.
Guys looking young.
Number 24, Alonzo Johnson.
I guess we beat him
Number
pretty good over
32,
there.
Jordan
Noah
Lewis.
said we beat him up pretty good over there.
Head coach Brett Warren. Now, for your Nantucket Whalers, number 41, Andrew Irving. Number 13, Ryan Evans. Number 31, Justin Hopper. Number 20, Riley Pizarro. And number 23, Will Herrera. Head coach Will Herrera. Now, if you'd all please stand and remove your hats to the flag of the national anthem.
Embarrassing. Welcome to Wales Sports TV 99. Dick Herman here. Jeremiah Spillane joining me to call today's game. Gino Gang on camera. I'd like to mention all our fine sponsors: Axe Screen Window Repair, At a Glance Window Treatments, Brock Insurance, Congan and Coleman Insurance, Cowboys Meat Market and Deli, David Goodman Tiling, Don Allen Auto Center, Downey Flake, Fairgrounds Restaurant, Harborview Oil Corporation, Hingham Savings Bank, Humphrey Electric, The Inquiring Mirror, Island Carpets, Island Lumber, Island Pharmacy, Island Variety, Joe Rapacki CPA, Cam Appliance, Killen Real Estate, Lindsay Incorporated, Matica Marine, Martin Bork Painting, Nantucket Airlines, Nantucket Booster Club, Nantucket Civic League, Nantucket Electric, Nantucket Insurance, Santa's Rubbish Removal, The Sea Grill, Stover Engineering, and TA Nelson Construction. We thank all those fine sponsors for bringing us portions of the winter season. And how are you two doing tonight, Jeremiah?
Good afternoon, Mr. Herman, and good evening, Whalers sports fans. Pleased to be here in the booth. I haven't done a game with you since lacrosse season, so
yeah, thanks for jumping in. Mr. Cameron's got some other commitments tonight, and I was glad that you were available to jump in and do a few games with us.
Well, I love the hoop games, and it's good to come support the boys as well. So
a lot of these guys you must know from your days of coaching.
I sure do. Let's see, I coached every single one of them. Thank you very much.
You took a sabbatical this year to pursue other things, and I'm glad that you did it, because now you're sitting here with me.
Well, thanks a lot, Dick. So we're underway here. Riley Fusara controls the jump ball. The Crusaders of CapeTech, coached by Brent Warren, coming in today. Again, I guess Whalers handled them pretty easily on the Cape when they played earlier. Fusara misses his first two. Halford with the rebound. Out to Ryan Allen for three. He got to travel, shuffled his feet as he got ready.
Yeah, Nantucket's in the playoffs. CapeTech isn't, but now you're playing for seed. Nantucket wants this victory to get a higher seed.
That travel call made by Art Graham. Your other official today is Leighton Taylor, who's very familiar to us. We've seen him do a lot of games.
Yeah, he's made it over to Nantucket a few times.
Halford with the steal. Fusaro up with it. Down to Will Ferreira, turnover.
Yeah, he thought Halford was going to keep running. Halford stopped and looked for the pass, so it went astray. One thing I'd like to mention before we get into the basketball too much is the Super Bowl, the national anthem at the Super Bowl was great this year with an opera singer singing it, you know. The heck with those pop stars. Let's get some more opera stars in there.
She did do a good job, didn't she?
Yeah, and that was the only time Denver was in the game. That made me happy also. Back to basketball.
All right. Up with it is 32. That's Jordan Lewis. Kyle Andrew Irving with the rebound. Allen penetrates, dishes to Halford, and up for no good. Halford with his own rebound. Gets blocked. Foul on the play. Looks like the foul's on number 24, Alonzo Johnson.
A couple shots coming up, brought to us by Darnell and the Big Dream sales event going on. In addition to great savings and more reasons to go to Darnell, and you can get 0% for 60 months, $3,000 off on a Focus, 0% for 60 months, $2,000 off on a Fusion, and 0% for 60 months and $2,000 off on Escapes. All 2014s, much more. Check out Darnell and Auto Service.
Justin nails both his free throws. Whalers with a little 2-2-1 zone press, falling back now into their extended zone. Create the turnover.
Yeah, you can tell CapeTech, not being a tournament team, they're very young too. And you can see it there with the turnover. And Nantucket does have them outmanned, but they got to play the game and do it. Right now, Nantucket's a little bit sloppy.
Riley finds the loose ball underneath and throws it in left-handed.
Yeah. Right spot at the right time for Riley. It's an easy bucket. Nice going over to the left hand, as you mentioned, too.
Halford with another steal. Up. Comes up to CapeTech. Shots up by number 33, Aiden Holmes. Jordan Lewis with the rebound and a follow shot. No good. Riley Fusaro out with it. Riley looks to Allen. It's Will Ferreira in the corner for three. Got it. Timeout called. CapeTech takes a quick timeout here after a 7-0 start for your Whalers.
Yeah, under 2 minutes of play here, and Nantucket's on the scoreboard, as you say, shutting them out. Timeout brought to us by Albert G. Brock. Wants to wish each and every student the best year. Brock Insurance are here to provide your insurance needs. Give them a call, 228-0104. We got you covered in town and out of town. Nantucket Island Pharmacies in town, 45 Main Street. Out of town, 122 Pleasant Street. Both pharmacies offer you prescriptions, nutrition, beauty products, health aid, qualified, knowledgeable staffs at Nantucket Island Pharmacies. So, Celtics, a little bit hot lately. That makes Gino happy. He's a big Celtics guy.
Well, I've seen 2 games this year. I went up twice, and one was a win and one was a loss, and I'm glad I got to see a win.
And I hate to bring back the baseball season, but your poor Houston Astros, even though they switched leagues, it didn't do much good here. Are they?
Well, they're coming in August to Fenway this year. Last year was in April, and we froze up there at Fenway watching the Astros. But this year it's in August.
In August.
You know, 4 games in August. It could be a little warmer.
So
That's positive.
Will you get tickets for all 4 games?
No, I'll probably just 1 or 2, make a weekend out of it.
Yeah.
All right. So Nantucket takes the press off. It falls back into a 2-3 zone. You Red Sox fans are going to be talking about baseball a lot, aren't you?
The Red Sox, yeah, they had the great year last year. Very surprising. I'd be surprised if they come back again. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make the playoffs. I mean, they have the pitching staff, and that's the name of the game. And if you stay healthy, we saw, you know, the pitching got you there, and then you get a couple of guys got hot at the right time in the playoffs, and they did it. It surprised the heck out of me.
You and a lot of other folks around here.
Yeah.
All right. So out of bounds, CapeTech controls the ball. 5:41 to go in the first. 7-0 Nantucket. No substitutions yet for either team. Up with it is 3. Kyle Andrew with a rebound. Right back to 32. He follows it up and in. Jordan Lewis on the board for CapeTech. Sarah looks, gives it to Andrew, Kyle Andrew. Justin with a nice crab dribble. That's a nice move. Off of Riley. That'll be... Oh, the ref missed that call. Ball went off out of Riley's foot.
Yeah. He made the call and he didn't look for help. Not that the other official would have helped him, because the other official was moving way down the other end of the court.
From deep in the right corner, Riley misses. Rebound out. That's Jackson Cali with it. Up, no good. Scrap for the rebound. Halford out with it. Ahead to Allen. Allen looks up. Ferreira, Fusaro, he traveled. He got away with one, but count it.
A little bit under the basket hook there.
Nice passing though. 2-3 passes right up the floor. That was nice to see. Foul's going to go on Halford.
And Ferreira's made a couple of nice passes already in this game. This team is playing much better as a unit here. That's a good sign.
Kyle with a block.
Going into the tournament, all 5 guys playing well.
Ryan up with it. Pushes the ball ahead. Will Ferreira penetrates, gets fouled, no call. Saved in the corner by Johnson. It's Aiden Holmes with it now for CapeTech. Ahead to Cali for 3. Jackson Cali.
Big hook there, gives CapeTech a good feeling.
Ferreira drives left, takes a contact, throws it up off the glass, draws the foul. Might be a little shaken up on the play, came down hard.
Staying on the floor.
He landed hard. Got a good bump there as he elevated.
I think he has to leave now once he came onto the court. I think that's, yeah. That's why the referee was trying to hold. That's why the referee was telling him not to come onto the court. If he got up on his own, he goes to free throw.
Right.
Once the ad out, whether Mike's a coach or not, went onto the floor, then it became an automatic leaving. I don't know if it's the same rule in high school basketball, maybe you do, as in football, where Willis could have called a timeout at that point.
That's a great question. I don't know that rule.
And got him into the game. But anyways.
So Nick Cimitaro comes in for Will and has to shoot his free throws. Misses on the first one.
That's a tough substitute, being called right into the game to shoot a couple.
He misses them both, but he fights and gets the rebound, knocks it out of bounds. So
Ferreira sitting down on the end of the bench by himself. Nobody's working on him, so I think he'll be back in.
Turnover. Up with it, Halford. Nicky Simo up with it. Loses control in the lane. Goes to the floor for it, ties him up. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to go red.
So 3:47 to go here, and Nantucket, after their 7-0 run, has cooled off, and CapeTech working on a 5-2 run.
Holmes with the ball for CapeTech. Gives it over to Cali. Drives the lane, bounce pass. Can't handle it. Kyle Andrew comes up with it. Fusaro pushing it down the right side. Takes it to the middle. Finds Ryan Allen for 3. No good. Halford fights for it. Can't control it. Hot potato out of bounds off a red.
It'll be Nantucket ball with a new 30-second clock. Portion of today's game brought to us by Nantucket Airlines. We're all about the islands. Call now for reservations. 228-6234.
Vaughn Phillips takes Justin Halford's spot. Right side, Fusaro, Phillips in the corner, gives it back to Ryan Allen. Up top to Kyle Andrew Irving. Nick kicks it off the dribble. Holmes for CapeTech, pulls up for 3. Got it.
Wow. So Nantucket's 7-0 run is answered by CapeTech's 8-2 run here. We have a ball game.
Vaughn goes to the middle. That's a travel.
Yeah, right now Nantucket is forcing a lot of their shots, Jeremiah. And I think Willis is going to call a timeout and tell him something to that effect, that you're not getting good shot selection right now.
So timeout on the floor, 2:37 left in the first. Your Whalers 9, CapeTech 8.
Iron Variety, Valentine's this Friday. Stop by Iron Variety for your gifts, party favors, candy, and Valentine's Day cards. Gino, Jeremiah, don't forget your Valentine's Day cards. You're in hot doo-doo. Island Variety is the place to go. 5 Freedom Square. Maddock Marine, full-service marina, over 40 years of dependable service. Maddock Marine, go Whalers. Sales Service Body Shop. Don Allen Ford has it all. Cowboys closed right now, proud sponsor of Whaler Sports. So very sloppy for the Whalers over the last 2 or 3 minutes, and CapeTech shows you give them a couple open shots, they're going to hit them. What do they get?
Right.
Two 3-pointers.
Right. Detect any overconfidence here. They handled them pretty easily on the road over their first time. Maybe they're a little complacent today.
Especially when you come out to 7-0. Now they called the press off at 7-0. Now they got it back on, but CapeTech presses it and takes the lead.
Baskets by Josh Meservy there. CapeTech ahead by 1, Dick. Kyle Andrews steps into a 20-footer. No good. Off of Riley. Oh, knocked out of bounds by 15, Meservy, so white ball. Eustace Walker into the game for Riley Fusaro, and Justin Halford comes back in for Kyle Andrew Irvin. So on the floor for Nantucket. Walker, Allen, Cimitaro, Halford, and Phillips. Justin in traffic. Turnover Nantucket.
Yeah, CapeTech has stepped up their defense there. They know they're in the ball game right now and they're playing hard.
So the press works. Turnover at any place on the floor is a successful defensive possession. So Nantucket gets it back here. Under 2 minutes now left in the first.
CapeTech coach jumped up and hauled at his play. He should have taken that shot instead of making the extra pass. Cimitaro bobbles it.
Nick's having a hard time holding on to the ball.
Ferrer back up, so he'll be coming in next whistle.
Eustace Walker reaches in, comes up with it. Ahead of the pack. Looks to take it himself, gets fouled.
Oh,
and
nice.
1. Eustace to the hole.
Big hoop there. Nice, nice drive. Nice underneath layup, and gets it done. Gives Nantucket the lead back. 11-10, and they're shooting 1. Free throw brought to us by the Sea Grill. All the locals go for great fish and excellent seafood. The Sea Grill.
So Eustace looked up, saw that there was really no one between him and the basket, and took it all the way to the hole, finished it strong, and completed the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Old-fashioned way, yes. Always good to see the three-point play made that way. Oh, there's a step. There's a step. Actually, probably a step and a half. When I can see them, there's usually steps and a half.
Well, these kids, they all watch LeBron James on TV and think they can get away with that at the high school level.
Boy.
There goes Eustace, didn't get his feet set.
Yeah. Don't they do an awful lot of traveling in the
Well, that
pros
happens
now?
all the time in the pros, right? They catch and they take a little shuffle step rather than pivot and collect both their feet under them and go up straight. So the kids see these habits on TV and then they get called for them and can't understand why.
And when did they stop calling the nice steal there? When did they stop calling the double dribble on like a steal or a pass where it hits the guy, he sort of catches it and bounces it once or twice, and then he starts his dribble after that?
That's a great question, Dick.
They used to always call that. Always call that. All of a sudden, that slides now. And that slides even in the high school level.
All right, so Whalers up 2 here, 1 minute exactly left in the period. Von Phillips, Ryan Allen takes it down the middle. Halford looks to penetrate, kicks it back out to Walker, out to Fervon from 20. No good.
Halford pushing off.
That's a questionable call in my book, Dick.
Yeah.
Justin was blocking the kid out and he got called for a foul.
You got the coach's attention. He looked over his shoulder at you.
What was the foul? He called blocking out was the foul. Now that's a foul.
Halford's
So
going to
two quick ones on Justin.
Yeah, they're going to get him out of there, I believe.
I got 3 personals on Justin here in the first 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, he may have to sit down for.
Looks like he got irritated by the blocking out call and decided to show him what a real foul was.
When I played basketball, one of my coaches would say to me, "Herman, you got 5 fouls. Use them wisely." And I would, I would get 5 like that. Second,
Make them count,
Make
right,
them
Dick?
count. He didn't want any reaching ins on me.
All right, now we're at 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Ryan Allen surveying the floor. Whalers go into their motion offense. Eustace traveled.
A lot of travel calls. A lot of travel calls.
I haven't kept any turnover statistics, Dick, but I bet that we are approaching double figures already for Nantucket.
Easily, yeah.
And probably 15 or 18 for both teams combined. Walker fighting for it, goes to the floor. And up with it is number 32. Jordan Lewis puts it in at the buzzer to tie the game after 1. 12-12, your score in the first intermission.
Ferreira, the player, Will Ferreira, goes over to both coaches, both referees, and says, "What about some traveling down in there?" And now Coach Ferreira is talking to the official under the basket, asking him the same question. And you can see him motioning with his feet that the kids are getting the rebounds, and they're moving both feet before they put it back up again. Sometimes that's a hard call for an official to see, too, in the rebounding action. They're looking at everything up high. They don't look down at the feet.
Right. Well, you and I both know from coaching experience, you want them to call it the same way both ends of the floor. So we want consistency out of the official, even if he's going to call it tight. If he's going to call it tight, call it tight both ways.
Now the officials are talking with each other, so they have their attention. So we have played one quarter here, John O'Neill Gymnasium, and it's 12-12. We're listening in. Gino's listening in on the coach here.
All right, so Nantucket in possession to start the second. Keith Lewis onto the floor for the Whalers. So your Nantucket lineup is Keith Lewis, Ryan Allen, Will Ferreira, Favon Phillips, and Eustace Walker.
Well, Nantucket wants to get their lead back. It's dangerous to leave a team like CapeTech in it too long. The longer they stay in it, the longer they stay close.
Allen for 3. It's good.
That's a big hook there. The more dangerous they become. And Nantucket would like to get a 7-10 lead, possibly by halftime.
Double teamed. Lewis up with the turnover to Allen. Ryan looks up. Love one thing about Ryan is he keeps his head up when he dribbles. He's always looking at the floor.
Ooh, Ferreira had a nice look there. In and out it went.
Ryan wants to take it himself into traffic. Splits the double team, no call. Up with it's CapeTech.
Looking for a foul there, he didn't get it.
That's a good no call, I think. Eustace tries to get a hand on it.
Oh, backcourt. Nantucket got a break there. They're saying that CapeTech kid pushed it back. So Nantucket got the break on the turnover there.
All right, so Kyle Andrew Irving and Riley Fusaro back into the game for Favon Phillips and Eustace Walker. Lewis looks, takes it himself. Back out to Riley Fusaro for 3. Good.
Yes. Riley heats up.
That's 7 points for Riley so far in the early going. 7 out of 17, or 18, beg your pardon. That was the 3. So timeout on the floor. 6:38 left in the second. 18-12. Nantucket is your score.
Yeah, Nantucket opened the quarter just the way they wanted to with a 6-0 run here and forced the quick timeout by CapeTech. This timeout brought to us by the fairgrounds. There's nothing better than wings and a beverage and basketball at the fairgrounds. 15 HD TVs, got your favorite team, big college games, and the Olympics going on. for the next couple of weeks. And
What's your favorite sport in the Winter Olympics, Dick?
oh, it has to be ice hockey. Yeah.
Yeah, you like to watch the hockey?
I like to watch the hockey. They're saying the U.S. men's might not get a medal, where the U.S. women, I think, will be fighting Canada for the gold again.
Right,
But,
the men's tournament's very competitive. Looks like a 2 or 3 team race for the women's gold.
It's exciting. 5 Bruins, and if you ask me to name them, I can't, but 5 Bruins names are in the paper today, heading over to the Olympics, and they're playing for 5 different teams. None of them are playing for U.S.
All right, let's see if I can do it. You got Bergeron for Canada.
Canada,
You
right?
got Rask for Finland.
Right.
That's 2.
6'7" guy.
Charo for Slovakia.
Slovakia. There you go.
One of the new guys is playing for Czechoslovakia. I forget his name.
Krejci? Is it David Krejci?
Dave Krejci's playing for Czechoslovakia. He's the 4th, and then the new guy, one of the guys they picked up, England or one of the other ones. I forget his name now. He's the 5th one, and he's playing for a 5th country. Yeah,
Bruins have been real entertaining to watch lately.
Oh yeah.
Go get it, Ryan. All the way. Take it yourself. Oh, a nice look away, but misses it.
My son Peter went up with his brother-in-law, his wife's brother, and a couple of other guys to the game Saturday. Daniel Paye's wife is Greek, so Daniel Paye is learning Greek, and Peter's wife's brother teaches Greek at a community night school.
Oh, no
type
kidding.
thing.
So he knows Daniel Paye.
So Paye's in the class, right? So he knows.
Wow.
So they went up to the game, watched the game, the last game Saturday, and they met. The wives met them after the game, and
Nice.
Daniel Paye and his wife met, and they all had dinner at the
That's great.
Capitol Grill up in Boston
great.
Saturday night.
I only know one phrase in Greek. I'll spare you.
Well, actually,
Up with it.
I'll try.
Kyle comes down with
I'll
it.
try to remember that because my wife is
I'll
booking
attempt,
us a trip to Greece in May this year.
I'll attempt it off the air. Allen in the lane, dishes to Keith. Inside to Kyle. Can't handle the pass, gets knocked away. Back to Nantucket.
You going to Greece then?
Going to Greece in May, yes. Yeah.
Never been there, right?
Never been there. First trip, yeah. Flying into Athens for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And we're taking a 3-hour fast ferry to an island, and then another fast ferry to a second island.
Do you know the
And
names?
I don't know the names in my head right now.
Okay.
And then
Kyle Andrew.
fly back to Athens for a couple of nights. The whole trip is 9 nights, and then
Nice. Well, I was in Greece was over 30 years ago, so don't have much to offer you in the way of tips.
well, yeah. you talk about learning another language. Though my youngest son Rick did a summer semester in Prague, and he enjoyed it and got credit for it and this and that. So when he come home at the end of the summer before going back to school, my wife said, "Did you learn any language?" And he said something in Czechoslovakian or whatever the language
Czech,
was.
yeah.
And my wife says, "What does that mean?" He said, "Beer, please."
Well, I told you there's a few phrases that you need to know in any country, and I think that may be one of them.
Well, thank God it was only beer, please.
Right. All right, so the Whalers quietly have another 6-point lead here, about 4.5 left in the second. Raheem Smith ties up the ball carrier. Alternate possession stays with CapeTech.
Tax season around the corner. Joe Bapaki, small firm, big difference, helping self-employed people with their taxes for over 15 years. Give Joe a call, 228-9090.
Good idea. Never looked at the basket, though. That one-handed pass.
Yeah, too much lead.
Everybody wants to be Rondo.
Yeah, too much lead there. You gotta float that in. You can't bullet it because.
Well, the reason Rondo's able to make those one-handed passes so well is because his hands are about the size of, a frisbee. His hands are enormous.
You think Rondo is going to be a Celtic at the end of the year?
That is the $64 million question, isn't it, Dick?
Yeah. Jeff Green too. He's
And
his
I heard
name
on
is
the radio
mentioned
yesterday
around.
they're thinking about shopping Bass now before the trade deadline at the end of the month. Nice look, Will, into Keith Lewis. Give Lewis the 2, but give Ferreira credit for a nice assist.
That was a nice pass.
I didn't see that basket. Was it 15?
15 jumper, yeah.
Another turnover.
I thought he was going to take it right to the hoop, but he just stopped for a quick jump and it went home.
That's a travel. Leighton Taylor got that one.
Yeah. Good thing he did travel, because Nantucket would have picked up the foul. Nantucket started the year 1-4, but they've won 9 out of their last 10. They've only lost to Pope John, and that's cost them first place in the league. They're 6-1 in the league. Pope John's sitting at 7-0. They play Pope John this Sunday away, so they can win that and get
Share
back
a league title.
share a league title if they can do it Sunday on the road. The girls are in the same situation. They're 7-1. Pope John's 8-0, and they go to Pope John next Tuesday.
There should have been basket interference on
Yeah.
Riley, but there was no call.
2 players down.
Basket's good. Keith Lewis for 2.
They let him play, and
Looks like Riley got the short end of that collision.
yeah,
But it appeared to me that he touched the net while the ball was in flight, which is basket interference.
that's what I had him for. Right, I thought CapeTech should have been given the deuce there.
Right.
No call.
And no call on the collision.
Big collision, no call.
Looks like Riley's a little worse for it down there at the end of the bench, though. So
Riley-
Nate Leibowitz makes his first appearance of the game. Nate, I guess, sprained his ankle in the Bristol-Plymouth game, coming back from that. Another block for Kyle.
You mentioned Bristol-Plymouth. Nantucket lost to Bristol-Plymouth on the road, 23. Come back here and beat them, 22. 45-point swing. That's
Quite handily.
quite a difference in a 1 year leading team back-to-back.
Fouls on Kyle. That's 2 on Kyle.
Talk about the battle of both halves. I don't know if you remember this game. The Rockets playing the Thunder a couple of weeks ago. They scored 73 points in the first half, 19 in the second half. It's the biggest half differential in pro history. 54-point differential from the first half to the second half. Imagine having 73 at halftime. You figure you're going to get 100 easily.
That's an astounding statistic, Dick, but I got to ask you a question. You as a mathematician, is it really the differential or is it the difference?
I think it's a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, difference is the right term. The word differential is thrown around.
It's become very popular,
Very
but as
popular.
an English teacher, it really irritates me.
No, difference is the right term, right?
Thank you. And I don't mean to correct you.
No. But I mean,
My mentor here in the booth.
it's not saying it's not going to be used by me again or
Right.
by somebody on TV tonight.
They use it all the time.
It's one of those words that starts being used
Yes.
a lot.
And it becomes widely accepted.
Be accepted. Sometimes it's accepted as a good word. Sometimes it's accepted and it's still wrong.
Right. So, pardon me for nitpicking, but it's the English teacher in me.
You English teachers always like that. English teachers have been picking on me my whole life, Gino. My whole life.
And math teachers picking on me,
They
right?
started in the 8th grade and they never let up on me.
All right, Ferreira steps in for the 18-footer, no good. Keith Lewis with a nice rebound up with it, no good. Battle for the ball. Out of there comes 32. That's Jordan Lewis for CapeTech. Down the middle goes number 3. Shot's no good by Callie, but the return, the follow-up and in by number 24. That's Alonzo Johnson.
Well, so far this period, Nantucket's outscoring them 12-6, and I'd like to keep that going.
Raheem Smith with a nice
They do.
pass to Keith Lewis for 2. Keith with 6 points here in the second.
Santos rubbish removal. We clean up the islands. Go Whalers, Santos.
All right, so a minute and a half left. Whalers got an 8-point lead here.
I think at the end of the period when it's 12-12, this was what Ferrer was looking for. Get a 7-10 lead at halftime. We still got a minute 27 to go here, but they're getting themselves in good position to get that as a goal.
Foul's called on Keith Lewis for the reach. Good save. Nate comes up with it, ahead to Will. Takes it down the middle himself. No shot. No shot. Foul's on the floor. Looks like it'll go on 33. Yep. Foul's on Aiden Holmes before the shot.
Yeah, he was smart to grab him out there because he knew one more step and Ferreira had the easy layup, which was proved, but the foul was a non-shooting foul. You always take the non-shooting foul in the last minute of the period to keep him away from an easy basket.
Lewis in the corner, bounce pass to Kyle, loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, sloppy play. Nantucket's still up 26-18. Here comes the press though. CapeTech does a good job breaking the press. Clock
Good
is having
rebound to Leibowitz.
Clock is off here. We have a problem with the clock.
The one behind us is still on. Oh! Aiden Holmes for 3.
The clock is working behind us. The one on the other side. Ooh.
I got the score right. You had it wrong there for a second. All right, so Will Ferrer at the line. Shoots 1-on-1 here, both teams in the bonus.
So all of a sudden it's down to a 5-point lead for the Whalers. These free throws become very important here now. He buries the first. These free throws brought to us by the Inquirer and Mirror. Nantucket's newspapers is 1821 on the newsstand Thursday morning. But Nantucket's news, information, and sports. The Inquirer and Mirror covers it all. So 2 big free throws by Ferreira, and it gets the lead back to 7. Nantucket pressing. CapeTech has done a pretty good job breaking the press here the last few times down. And they break it again.
Another rebound for Kyle. I've got him for 5 unofficially.
Shot clock differential is 2 seconds here, so Nantucket cannot hold it to the end of the period.
Ferreira takes it in, takes the contact, no call. Basket's good.
Now the shot clock is off.
Looked like you got hacked on that one, Dick. No call.
Yeah, they let it go. That's a crazy foul.
It's a good call.
Yeah, he trying to get in front of him. It doesn't work. So CapeTech will get to shoot a couple here with 10 seconds to go here in the first half. Free throws brought to us by Island Lumber. Go Whalers, rain or shine, Island Lumber is always on time.
Another rebound for Kyle. Ahead to Lewis.
Got to take the shot.
3,
Got to take the shot.
2. Allen to beat the buzzer. No good. So that's going to do it for the first half of play. And after one half, it's your Nantucket Whalers 30, the CapeTech Crusaders 21.